everybody, welcome back to my channel. Hopefully the audio is decent with this little bit of wind we got out here. Today we're going to be figuring out what's going in my bag for 2024. So the main thing I'm out here today, I've got a tournament in about a month, a little over a month, and some of my sorry, hopefully that's the last time the camera falls over. We're going to figure out what's going to be in my bag, more or less swapping out some of the discs from last year that I had that are a little bit too seasoned for what I want, replacing new with some old with some new. I've got another bag here full of just backups for these. Some of the discs in my bag I just know are going to stay. I don't have backups for them, but they're still how I want them to be. So some of those aren't really going to be needed to be changed, but some of them are definitely going to be changed. So I'm just going to be throwing them out in the field, and you're going to be seeing kind of what I'm going to be throwing. So first things first, we're going to start out with an understable putter, throwing putter. I've got 4 here. These 2 were in my bag. These 2 are kind of backups for it. I forgot I have another backup that is currently not in my car. That is a backup for this one, which might be the one that actually goes in my bag. We're just gonna see for now. Yeah, so that guy's real flippy. I know this one is really, really close to that one. I do like how that one flew though. That one was really, really nice. All right, next is gonna be my overstable approach disc. I know I'm gonna be throwing the zone. Just gotta hone in what zone exactly we're gonna be throwing. Really, it's just these 2. This one's been in my bag, it's a little seasoned. This one is brand new. It doesn't look like it, it's a little bit dirty. I've thrown it once or twice now, but we're just gonna see kind of which one I like the flight of a little bit better. We'll go with the one I know. Very, very similar, basically the same thing. Pretty much threw those darn close to identical. Gave that last one a tiny bit more anhyzer than the first one, but I think my old one's gonna stay in the bag for that one. Have that pink one be a backup. Next is my straight zone. This one is really, really straight. This one's beating almost exactly how I want. In the woods, I can kind of throw it and it'll glide where I want and just come out of it at the end. Really good for scramble shots. So we're gonna see if this is a nice backup or if this one's even better. Should go really, really straight. Fight out a little bit. I gave that one, I'm gonna have to throw that one again. I gave it a little bit of hyzer, but it still hyzered out a lot more than I thought it was going to. So that one we'll have to throw that one again to see. Last for putters is going to be my kind of hyzer flip, sticky approach disc. I've got this one that's been in my bag. It's super, super flippy. Probably gonna replace it with this one. This one's already a little bit beat in, but this is getting too flippy for my bag, but I'll show you what it flies like anyway. This is a zone, by the way. That's ridiculous. I'm hoping this one goes a little bit straighter and does not turn over. Much better. I can't wait to beat that one in a little bit so it flies exactly how I want, but that one's probably gonna go in the bag. Next is understable mids. Currently I don't have any backups for it right here. I'm kind of waiting on good old Zach to give me some more Buzz SS's. So for right now, the Buzz SS I have right now is gonna stay in the bag. Next, we're going to do my straight shot, which is gonna be MD3. Somehow lost one of my backups out here yesterday. It'd be cool if we could find it, but I doubt we will. But I do have a couple that I got here. I've got the one that's been in my bag. This has kind of just been a backup. You might have seen this a long, long, long time ago. And then this is the one that I just picked up today as a backup. So just looking for really straight disc. I might throw these baby anhyzer to see if they would come out just a tad bit, but I don't want them to be understable, don't want them to be overstable. So start with the OG. Not a good shot on my part. That's real good. Real good. Probably won't go in the bag immediately, but I think when this one gets understable, that one will go in the bag. Those will be a really nice complement to each other. Next is overstable mids. 2 Wave So Groovy dyed Maltas here. Bite out of it. Bite out of it. Yep. I might just have to get a brand new one of these too, because both these might be a little bit straighter than I want. So, who knows? I hit that one a little bit flatter than the other one, but it seemed a little bit more stable. So definitely gonna have to throw those 2 again. All right, next is my slightly understable, like fairway, like throw it flat, let it glide to the right, not really come out of it kind of disc. These both were in my bag. This one was more overstable, but they're both kind of starting to overlap now. So we're gonna see which one stays in my bag. That one definitely held over a little bit better. So next is my FD1. I'm hoping for like a straight, like super straight, kind of like the flight that I got out of that first FD, but I want to be able to throw it flat and have it do that, where it just goes straight. Little curve, little bend back. This one's probably the one to do it. This one's actually overstable. Don't really have backups for these. That purple one was the one that I was using. This is my backup for it. But we're gonna see how this one flies because I just picked this one up from Great Lake Disc. I think we might have to take that orange one and throw it on the concrete a couple times, just to get to fly how I want. But I think the orange one might go in the bag. Might have to do a couple rounds with this, so it beats it a little bit faster. Next is my forehand slot. I want one. We're gonna start with my understable one that'll throw flat and it'll flex for me. That way I can throw like a hard anhyzer and it'll hold it for a long time. So we've got these 4 here. These 2 are in my bag. This one is a little bit more unstable, but we'll see. We're gonna start with the new ones here. New. I did not throw that one nearly as well. Next is my overstable. Just, you know, your typical like Firebird, you know, Raptor, Felon kind of thing. This one I just put in the bag so I know it's gonna fly how I want, but I'll throw it anyway. Yep, that's what you're looking for. And then also, I know that this was staying in the bag. Super overstable. Forehand slot. Put a little flex on this guy. Yeah, came out of it immediately. Little nose up. Forehand is definitely something I'm working on this off season, try and get a little bit more consistent. Next is my roller disc. This is the one I've been using, sick die. This is the one I just picked up. Hopefully they're about similar. Not really looking to replace this one, just kind of a backup for it. We'll go with the OG. Yeah, those are super similar. I mean, if I lose that first Avenger assessment, I can definitely use that pink one. All right, this is a disc that I kind of, depending on the course, I'll throw in my bag. It's a Vanguard. I love this disc. I actually use this disc a lot when I played pro states. Here, actually at Brewer Park in the soccer fields. But at Brewer Park is where we played the pro states. Use this disc there quite a bit. It's kind of when I need that like smoother, like hyzer flip, shot at like the wind. So yeah, Vanguard probably won't go in the bag, but it'll definitely be a disc that I'll put in my bag depending on the course. That'll come right out of it. Yeah. All right, next is my PD slot. This is the one I've been using. Super sick Wave So Groovy die, back and front. Loving this disc. This is a backup I bought for today. This is a backup. This actually is out of Kyle Klein's bag that I bought a while ago. This is kind of going to be in between this PD, my straight PD, and my overstable PD. We're going to throw it with this bunch just to see, but yeah. Oh, it flies so good though. Yeah, super solid disc. I'm just scared to lose that disc because it was in Kyle's bag. Now we're gonna get to the disc that's in that slot. This is the PD I've been using. This is a PD I grabbed. I know, I've got a couple clear discs. I'm so sorry. They're gonna be terrible into this gray sky, but yeah. I'm just hoping for a backup for this one. See, there's the Anheuser and it just holds it. That clear one might be going in the bag. Next is kind of my understable distance driver. Hyzer flip bombs or like big distance rollers. I think I need to give those all a little bit more height. So I've got this old one that actually I took out of my bag a long time ago, recently put back in my bag this year, kind of halfway through the season. It's been a great bomber disc. This disc I just took out of my bag because it was not as overstable as I wanted, but it kind of falls into this new bomber slot. And then I've got this disc that was in my bag. Also same thing that happened to that red one, and then this backup that I have. So we're gonna see kind of which one gets the flight I want, not really the distance wise right now. Oh, that's so high. Holy cow. Now come out of it. Yeah, yup. This is the one I've been using. It's actually pretty new to my bag. And I just picked this Luke Taylor one up. So I might be using this one. Oh, not trying to dox the name on the back of that. So yeah, just picked this one up. But we're gonna see which one works. And then I'm actually gonna throw these forehand on the way back because I want these to be able to work as a pretty like Anheuser distance forehand shot too. This guy I know is not coming out of the bag. This is my meme disc. It's just super overstable force. I mean, I hit that exactly how I wanted. Like, that was the best throw out of the bunch, in my opinion, and that barely went anywhere. So, last one is, I didn't even consider this to go in the bag until yesterday. I was out here giving a lesson, and I threw this glow nuke on forehand, and it went so far. So we're gonna try and hit this flat in this headwind and see if it'll turn for me and then come back out. That might just have to go in the bag. Really, really like this Keystone, but I'd like to keep the Roach in my bag just because that's kind of what I throw. Yeah, I mean, that's the flight I'm looking for. Here is this zone that I use for straight shots. We're gonna throw this one forehand and kind of hope that it holds over a little bit. I mean, that just went so straight for forehand. All right, here's my beefcake skip, like 9-speed. That one hurt my soul. That one hurt my soul. That's bad. That's not good, guys. I'm so sorry. Here's that clear MD3. We're gonna hit this guy nose down, kind of flat out to the right, and let it go really straight, and then kind of left. Exactly like that. See, sometimes I can throw a good shot. All right, we got the 2 zones. Whoops. This guy went a little bit further, but I also gave this one a little bit of anhyzer. So we're just gonna throw these flat out to the right, let them fade. Just like that. Do the same thing with this guy. That was not quite the height. Was the flight that I was looking for though. Here's that zone that was surprisingly more of a stable than I wanted. A little bit stiffer than the other one. It is cold out though, so who knows? Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the flight that I wanted out of that throw with it, so. I think we're gonna keep the OG orange one. No wind should be interesting. We're gonna throw an anhyzer. Yuppers. That's exactly what we want out of that bad boy. Here's this clear PD. I really like how it feels. Looks cool. I mean, who doesn't like clear discs besides the camera? We're gonna hit it flat, and I want it to start coming out and gliding left before it dumps. Oh, I hit an anhyzer, but it's still doing what I wanted. That PD is money, man. That's definitely probably going in the bag. All right, here's this other force that might be going in for forehands. I don't know, we're gonna throw a forehand here, anhyzer. I'm not expecting to get to my bag here whatsoever. I know I have a noodle forehand, but we're hoping to get a decent shot out of it. Well, I did not throw that great. That's just not good on my part. I might throw that again off camera. All right, we're gonna hyzer flip this DD3. This is my one that's normally in my bag. I mean, you just can't resist that flight, right? Here's this DD3. We're gonna try to hyzer flip this bad boy. Throw it like 85% out to the right with hyzer. That disc is good. Like, I don't know. I think for the sake of just mentality, that was gonna go as my backup. Here's the Vanguard. I expect this to be overstable and this little bit of tailwind. Yeah, that just is money. It's just lawn darts. Like, it just goes where you want it to go. Okay, guys, this is what I've come to in this field session. There's a couple discs that I'll mention that didn't go in the bag, but are definitely backups that I might actually end up messing with to see which one I like more. But for 2023, we're putting with Brody Roaches again. These aren't actually Brody ones. They're Discraft stamped ones, but shout out to Brian for those. All right, the Glow Roach still staying in my bag. This Roach still staying in my bag for now. Both these discs might end up coming out by the end. Don't know for now. This is just what I know, what I'm somewhat comfortable with. Definitely gonna be working on those to see which stays in and which one comes out. All right, the Jawbreaker zone, definitely going in. This new one, definitely just needed to beat a new one, and that other one is just ridiculous. Next we have this Get Freaky Zone, the straighter one. This one, the backups feel very similar. The backup Get Freaky, a little bit more overstable than I want. This buzz SS staying in the bag for Flippy until I either beat an MD3 in or one of the buzz SSs that Zach gives me is just better. This MD3 is staying, but I might mess with that other clear one because I really like how that clear one flies and how it feels. But for right now, this one's staying in. This Malta is also staying in because I need a new Malta. All right, for my fairway slot, this one's staying in the bag. This is a hyzer flip turnover machine, but it's super controllable still. If I need it, I can throw it light, hyzer, it'll still do what I want. Very workable. Love this disc. Again, shout out to Hayden for giving me this guy. Next, the other FD is being replaced with this FD1. I hit it on the concrete a couple times. Shout out to Carl for telling me to do that. Probably not the best, but yeah, and it flies exactly how I want to now. It feels super solid. I oddly like this weird orange color for some reason. But yeah, so this is going in the bag, along with my other purple one that's overstable is also staying in the bag. Next, I had 4 felons in my bag most of the season. We're down to 3. So we've got the Flippy original one. Again, I'm gonna mess with this guy and that orange one, maybe even that white one to see. I also might throw in that tie-dye one if I'm going to a wooded course where I might not need as many big bomber discs, just because I like that disc for backhand shots as well with longer forehand shots. So for right now, this is staying in the bag along with we're keeping this guy and this guy. I mean, this is just your overstable 9-speed slot and this is just beef. So those all complement each other very, very well. Next, for my kind of 10 speeds, Avenger SS, this one's staying in the bag. Super pretty roller disc. It flies how I want. The other one also doesn't feel as good as this one does. This Nordic Phenom is staying in the bag. Love this thing. Again, shout out to Wave So Groovy. If you want to go to Wave So Groovy, pick up another cool die similar to this one, you can use code GroovyDom, get a discount on those. But yeah, I love this disc so much. Next, this PD, it made the bag. I love this thing so much. And I love how it's clear. Like, there isn't a dislike about this disc right now. It's exactly what I want out of a PD, so this is what's staying in the bag. Next, for my big distance guys, there wasn't really a change in those too much. This DD3 is staying in the bag. The other ones are they're either too similar or they're a little bit more unstable than I want. Plus, I just know how this one flies. I know what angles it likes, it doesn't, so that one's staying. This Bomber DD3, staying for right now. That red one might give it a little bit of run for its money. I also want to play with that domey purple one a little bit more. For right now, this one's staying though, just because, again, I know this disc. I know how it's going to fly. I know what it's going to want to do. Next, the new surprise, this Glow Nuke. For forehands, it's just so good. Backhand, it does very similar to what this DD3 does, but for forehand, I mean, I just can get it to do what I want it to do. And I'm still working on my forehand. Like, I don't have a super powerful forehand right now, but that's something that I'm working on. For right now, this thing is going to be my distance forehand disc, though. So, yeah. Funny thing, I was actually at Great Lake Disc today, which you could also use my discount code 183603, get 10% off any of your order. Helps me out, too. He told me to get a nuke, and I was like, I don't really know how I feel about him. Well, it's in the bag, so you're welcome, Carl. Forces, this one stayed in the bag, along with this super beef one. This beef one I knew was staying, but this one I know it a little bit better. I've gotten really comfortable with it. And also for forehand is a little bit more forgiving, so this is the Force that is staying in my bag. My honorable mentions, this Keystone is super, super good. This might rival that Glow Roach that I have. Again, it's just different mold. That's the only thing that's holding me back right now. And this one, surprisingly, I've thrown it and it hasn't held up in the wind, but today it did. So we might throw this kind of meme Roach that I have in the bag. We don't know. Next, for surprises, I mean, this Glow MD3, I already said it. I love this disc. It feels so good. It's a little bit more overstable than I want, just by a hair, where this black one kind of is how I want. I might throw this in here as kind of a little bit more of a wind fighter one on windy rounds. I don't know. This also kind of flies similar to my Malta right now. So I might replace my Malta with this until I can get a new Malta. Who knows, honestly. My next surprise of the day was these two PDs. I mean, these two PDs, it's hard to mess up a PD, but I figured this one would be flippier just because it is that S line, but it actually held up super good. It feels good. Like, it's a little bit it's a little bit more of a shoulder than I like, but honestly, like, I'm not gonna complain too much about it. This guy, it just flies so smooth. It's just, it flies perfect. It's in between both my PDs. If I only wanted to go down to one PD, I'd probably go down to this one, but I'm allowed to have two PDs because I can do what I want. So this is what we're sticking with. Final surprise of the day was this red DD3 for big distance. This one I'll definitely be throwing around with that other one when it warms up a little bit, where I do some more field work. So we'll see. Definitely is a super, super solid disc. It's the go-to backup for that purple DD3 right now, the dyed one, but yeah. All right, everybody, that's gonna be my bag for 2024 as of right now. I might do an update later in the season if some things change, but right now, that's just kind of my fieldwork session on what I'm doing right now to figure out what's gonna go in my bag. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe.